Zeus lies in Ceres' bosom. Taishan is attended of loves under Sithara before sunrise. And he said, hay aquí mucho Catholicismo y muy poco religión. And he said, yo creo que los reyes desaparecen. Kings will, I think, disappear. That was Padre Jose Elizondo in 1906 or 1917, or about 1917. And Dolores said, come pan, niño, eat bread, my lad. Sargent had painted her before he descended, i.e. if he descended. But in those days he did thumb sketches, impressions of the Velázquez in the Museo del Prado. And books cost a peseta, brass candlesticks in proportion. Hot wind came from the marshes and death chill from the mountains. And later Bowers wrote, but such hatred I had never conceived such. And the London Reds wouldn't show up his friends, i.e. friends of Franco working in London. And in Alcazar, 40 years gone, they said, go back to the station to eat. You can sleep here for a peseta. Goat bells tinkled all night. And the hostess grinned, eso es luto. Oh, mi marido es muerto. It was morning, my husband is dead, when she gave me paper to write on with a black border half an inch or more deep, say 5/8 of the locanda. We call all foreigners Frenchies, and the egg broke in Cabrana's pocket, thus making history. Basil says they beat drums for 3 days till all the drumheads were busted. Simple village fiesta. And as for his life in the Canaries, Possum observed that the local folk dance was danced by the same dancers in divers localities in political welcome. The technique of demonstration. Cole studied that. Not GDH, Horace. We'll find, said old Andre Spear, that every man on that board, Crédit Agricole, has a brother-in-law. You the one, I the few, said John Adams, speaking of fears in the abstract to his volatile friend, Mr. Jefferson. To break the pentameter, that was the first heave. Or as Joe Bard says, they never speak to each other. If it is the baker and concierge visibly, it is La Rochefoucauld and de Maintenon audibly. Te cavarole budelle, la corata a te. In less than a geological epoch, said Henry Mencken. Some cook, some do not cook. Some things cannot be altered. Jux hemon putit homa tonandra. What counts is the cultural level. Thank Benin for this table, ex-packing box. Don't you tell no one I made it. From a mask fine as any in Frankfurt. It'll get you off the ground. Light as the branch of Quanon. And at first disappointed with shoddy, the bare ramshackled quay, but then saw the high buggy wheels and was reconciled. George Santayana arriving in the port of Boston, and kept to the end of his life that faint théâtre of the Spaniard as a grace quasi imperceptibile, as did most the V for you of Romagna. And he said the grief was a full act repeated for each new condolorus, working up to a climax. And George Horace said he would get Beveridge, Senator. Beveridge wouldn't talk and he wouldn't write for the papers. But George got him by camping in his hotel, assailing him at lunch, breakfast and dinner, 3 articles. And my old man went on hoeing corn while George was telling him. Came across a vacant lot where you'd occasionally see a wild rabbit or maybe only a loose one. Aye, a leaf in the current, at my gates no Althea. Yet ere the season died a cold, borne upon a zephyr's shoulder, I rose through the aureate sky. Laws and Jenkins, guard thy rest, dull might shiver be thy guest, as he tempered the viol's wood, to enforce both the grave and the acute, as he curved the bowl of the lute. Laws and Jenkins, guard thy rest, dull might shiver be thy guest. Hast thou fashioned so airy a mood to draw up leaf from the root? Hast thou found a cloud so light to seem neither mist nor shade? Then resolve me, tell me right, if Waller sang or Dowland played. Urian too will say me certainly, I may the bote of him not sustain, and for 180 years almost nothing. Ed ascoltando al leger murmurio, there came new subtlety of eyes into my tent, whether of spirit or hypostasis, but what the blindfold hides, or at carnival, nor any pair showed anger, saw but the eyes and stance between the eyes, colour, diastasis, careless or unaware, it had not the whole tent's roam, nor was place for the full eidos, interpass, penetrate, casting but shade beyond the other lights, skies clear, nights sea, green of the mountain pool, shone from the unmasked eyes in half-masked space. What thou lovest well remains, the rest is dross. What thou lovest well shall not be reft from thee. What thou lovest well is thy true heritage, whose world, or mine, or theirs, or is it of none? First came the scene, then thus the palpable Elysium, though it were in the halls of hell. What thou lovest well is thy true heritage. What thou lovest well shall not be reft from thee. The ant's a centaur in his dragon world. Pull down thy vanity. It is not man made courage, or made order, or made grace. Pull down thy vanity, I say pull down. Learn of the green world what shall be thy place in scaled invention or true artistry. Pull down thy vanity. Pisan pull down. The green cask has outdone your arrogance. Master thyself, then others shall thee bear. Pull down thy vanity. Thou art a beaten dog beneath the hail, a swollen magpie in a fitful sun, half black, half white, nor know'st thou wing from tail. Pull down thy vanity. How mean thy hates fostered in falsity. Pull down thy vanity. Wraith to destroy, niggard in charity. Pull down thy vanity, I say pull down. But to have done instead of not doing, this is not vanity. To have with decency knocked that a blunt should open, to have gathered from the air of live tradition, or from a fine old eye the unconquered flame, this is not vanity. Here error is all in the not done, all in the diffidence that faltered